folks, let's get into it. Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler. Let me tell you, a damn good film. I gotta digest it still before I rank it amongst all-time great films, even amongst all-time great films that are in reference to gambling. But I'm gonna give you a little back history on, because you might not know, you might not remember, on all-time great films in reference to gambling. First one, The Hustler, 1961, right? George C. Scott, Piper Laurie, Paul Newman, Jackie Gleason. He portrays Fast Eddie Felson, right? And one of the greatest on-screen characters ever, in my opinion. It came out in 61, like I said. Number two, The Sting, 73. Once again, Paul Newman, Robert Redford, Robert Earl Jones, Robert Shaw. Phenomenal film, an all-time great film, right? Swept the Academy Awards, I think, or almost swept it. Third one would be The Color of Money. Paul Newman reprises his role, right? Stars with Tom Cruise, Forrest Whitaker. That came out in 86, 87. Phenomenal film, right? Fourth one, I would have to go with House of Games. Came out in 87. Lindsay Krause, I think her name was. Joe Martineglia. I might pronounce the name wrong. Very underrated film. Very, very good gambling film in reference to it. A therapist follows a gambler into like this dark underworld. Really good stuff. What else? Rain Man, 88. Tom Cruise again. Dustin Hoffman. That speaks for itself. Dustin Hoffman killed that role. And then you would have Casino, which came out in 95. Martin Scorsese film, of course, another one. De Niro, Sharon Stone, Joe Pesci. Phenomenal, great film, right? De Niro in his super prime, Pesci in his prime. So these are like my all-time great gambling films that I love, that I watched, right? Watched when I was younger, watched when they came out, when I was of age, and then I watched again, in the past decade. So I love these films. I love Paul Newman's portrayal of Fast Eddie Felson, man. Oh, what a great performance in both films. That man was just a phenomenal actor. Anyway, Uncut Gems, you should go see. And it's not often that you can get a film that's original in nature, right? Is non-stop. It's like somebody put a stick, right, and a rock on an accelerator on a Ferrari and said, jump in, it's going to be fun. And off you go. No brakes. But they didn't tell you there's no brakes, right? You knew it was going to be fast. You knew it was going to be furious, right? Shout out to Vin Diesel and all those films. But he didn't know that it's going to be fucking non-stop and you would have no brakes. And you would literally smash your head up against the wall at the very end of the film. That's how the film felt. I don't want to go too much further into that. I think it's worth the watch, whether you go for a matinee, regular admission. I think it covers both spectrums, of course. Adam Sandler's best role to date. Could he get nominated for an Academy Award in comparison to what's been done during 2019? Absolutely. Absolutely he could. This role was written for him. I believe Sadafi brothers wrote this role with him in mind. So he feels this role, the intensity of it, the nonstop feeling of it perfectly. Because if you watch his comedy films, he's kind of nonstop with certain things, the way he writes and directs and acts his films. So this was a perfect fit for him. This film is different from the other films, like I said, because it is nonstop. Those other films had hills and valleys. They were dramatic. They were, this is great cinematography and scores and directions, and that's all beautiful and all. But sometimes you just need that raw, uncut film that makes you uncomfortable. And Uncut Gems is that film to the extreme. And it's a beautiful thing to watch because it's real. There's a lot of gamblers out there, high-stakes gamblers, low-stakes gamblers, that are going through some shit. And they are putting themselves at risk, their families at risk, and it's just real stuff. So anyway, let me know what you think if you went to go see it. Try to be spoiler-free if you make a comment in order for other people to see it and not ruin their experience. But otherwise, let me know what you guys think. And thanks for listening as always. This is my in-car review.